bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Welcome. I'm happy to be here. It's a nice weather. It was raining on the way here from Zagreb. A lot of traffic. And it is all because we have this wonderful civilization that we live in. Can you understand me? Yes? Yes? My name is Kakudmi Das. I have been practicing bhakti-yoga since '94, so more than 30 years. And my main service is to preach, to convey this knowledge to the masses, to people who are interested in developing higher consciousness. What is higher consciousness? When we are aware of things that are really, really important, higher consciousness. When we're driving, we can drive and just look in front of us. Not just in front of us, down, 3 meters in front. Is that good? To drive like that and just look right in front of you. Is that how we drive? No. We look forward, right? So if we look only down, if we're on a motorcycle or a bicycle and you look only in front of your wheel, you're gonna crash really soon. Why? Because you're not a good rider? No, you can be a good rider actually, but you don't see enough. You cannot see far enough to make good judgment, to make good choices. Oh, I have to stop, I have to slow down, I have to turn. So when we lift our eyes further, then we are conscious of many things, right? Our consciousness is higher. That's why when there's war, armies usually want to be on the hill because it's a strategic location. You can see better. That's all. You can see better. That's why we have all these weather balloons, so-called satellites, but those are balloons, special balloons with helium and other gases that rise up really fast and really high. And from there we can see what's coming. Rain is coming. We can see it days in advance, at least 1 day in advance. Well, half a day is enough, right? If there's a storm coming, it's really good to know that it's coming. It's useless to say, it's here. Well, now it's too late. You're not very smart if you say, oh, it's raining. Oh, very smart. No, it will be raining tonight. So pick up your clothes, lock your windows. Sometimes it happens to me. When it's hot outside, I leave my car windows just a little bit open. And then it starts to rain and I forget to close them. I wish I knew it was going to rain. So higher consciousness, it doesn't make you a better person than me. It just makes you less suffering, less mistakes. We make less mistakes. And we're humans. We're spiritual souls inside human bodies. We will always be making mistakes. Always. Well, maybe not mistakes, but we will never act on a perfect level, right? Everything we do will have some criticism from somebody. Yeah, you could have done it better. You could move it a little bit here. Why is your nose like this? Why not like that? I like this kind of ears, not kind of... So we are not here to become perfect inside this body. We cannot do that. But we can decrease the amount of mistakes. We can make our mistakes only a few, and then it's not a problem. We can tolerate making a few mistakes. But if you notice, some mistakes in our life are going to punish us for the rest of our life. Right? The wrong husband or wrong wife, you're going to suffer. And then children can become sick, undeveloped because of the bad marriage or bad karma, and then suffering all your life. Or you choose the wrong job for you. You can do better, but this is what you're doing. It's suffering. I didn't know. I thought I'm going to like being a taxi driver or a construction worker or whatever. And then after 5 years, you want to kill yourself. Oh, this is horrible. I want to do something else. So if we had higher consciousness, we could see in the future and say, oh, I'm not going to like this. Now, who can do that? Raise your hands. Who can see in the future? Bhagavan, right? Trikalagya. The one who can see all times, both present, past, present, and the future. We cannot do that, so we're stuck. There you go. We are driving a motorcycle 200 kilometers per hour, and we are looking in front of our wheel. Ah! We don't know what's coming, and we have to keep moving. Life keeps you moving, right? What happens in life if you don't make a decision? Life will make decision for you. Let's say you're driving a car and you cannot decide left or right. What's going to happen? You're going to hit straight into the wall, the rock, or the abyss. So the decision will be made for us. We have to keep making decisions all the time. Should I now listen to this guy, or should I just fall asleep? Should I get up and leave, or should I stay, or should I go? And each decision brings us more consequences, pleasant and unpleasant. If we could know a little bit of the future, we could stop with the bad mistakes and live a good life. When you live a good life, when you feel that you have blessings and opulence, then it's easy to give, right? When you don't have, then it's hard to give. Then you always thinking about yourself. Oh, I don't have enough, so I need. And then you're taking. And that's not very good. The mode of taking is the opposite of godly mode. God doesn't take. He only gives. Why would God take? Is he missing something? You know, God doesn't have enough money, so he give me money. You know how in churches and other religious institutions, always money, give us money. God needs money, right? God needs to work. You see, I have to work, so God needs to work. Why should I give you money? You're bigger than me. So previously in the Vedic times, all over the world, we had cultures. What is a culture? A culture is a set of activities that people perform daily to cultivate. Culture, you know, like plants, we have different cultures of whatever plants we have. Why do we call them cultures? Because we cultivate them, right? What does it mean to cultivate? To nourish, to give attention, to do something on a daily basis. Whatever you do on a daily basis, or most of your free time, this is what you cultivate. You are watering certain plants. For example, if you are in the position that you get angry every day. Do we get angry? Look at this stupid driver. What is he doing? I would never do this. So I must protest. I wouldn't do that. So we do it today, right? And then we do it tomorrow as well. We know tomorrow there's going to be more stupid drivers who want to kill me. Or people who want to cheat me somehow. Or people who are rude and pushy and shovey. People who are uncultured. Now, what does that mean now? So, but I have to. I have my work. I have my bills. How many mobile phones do we have in one house? It used to be one phone. Now everybody has a newborn baby phone. Internet, unlimited access, everything. Our expenses. We are cultivating spending. That's what we do every day. Spend. Is there one day that you don't spend anything? My God, somebody has to put you in a prison and take away your money so that you don't spend. Because we have to spend every day. Gas, public transport, parking, food. So you spend every day. This is what we do every day. And people are dreaming of spending the whole day long. Right? Going into shopping center and buy. Yes, I want this, I want that. Consumerism, right? That is our culture. Can we say that? Is that appropriate to say that we are cultivating consumerism? I want to spend. And then I want to earn so that I can spend. I wish I can spend more. I wish I can have millions. Of course, I don't need millions. What am I going to do with $1 million right now? Or 10 million? No, I cannot eat it. It's not going to do anything for me that moment. I have to go and buy something with it. Put myself in a better car. Better car. New cars are not better, really. Worse and worse. So I have to spend. And for that, I need to earn. So earning and spending. And who do we earn for and who do we spend on? Ourselves, right? Well, maybe your family. Maybe you're a very good person. You have a family. But whose family? My family? No, your family. It's all you. When you spend on your family, that's still selfish. When you spend on someone else, that's giving, really. So in this age, and you can see people from the East, when they come, you have big families. We don't have big families here, or at least we don't live together with them. Even if we are close in the same city, we don't talk really. And if we do talk, we yell at each other. We curse and swear. Not everybody, of course. There are wonderful families, big families also here. But it's less and less common. And even you're doing a big mistake. You're leaving your families behind. Some of you bring your families, right? Well, I know it's difficult. People from these areas also go to Germany and Ireland to work. They leave their families behind. And then what happens? In few generations, families are smaller and smaller because you live everywhere. Even if you love your family, how are you going to have lunch together every day? Or dinner, or go for a walk, or children to play together and not with some strangers? Less and less, right? And it used to be all in one village, all together, 50 of us. Nice protection. And so, it used to be that families would live like that in villages. There's still many places in the world that live like that. And then nobody in those communities can really think about themselves only. It's almost impossible. How do you do that? think about yourself only if you're going to do something nasty. Then you think, okay, I need this, I need that, and then I need this, and I need that, because you're going to do that alone. But how can you in a big family? When are you alone? When you go to the toilet? Not even then. Some children are throwing something inside and laughing at you, and maybe you do it in the public. You're not alone. You're never alone. And you come to the West and you're always alone. Because everybody's making money for themselves. And then when they make money, they spend money on themselves. Get your hands off my property. This is my money. So, culture is the cultivation. So what do we cultivate? We cultivate taking. We want to take. Are we happy when we go to the store and we buy something 10% off, 20% off? Good feeling, huh? 50% off. Oh my God, 50% off. I have to spend money because then I will save money. If I spend money on this brand new TV that used to be 3,000 euros, and now it's only 1,500 euros, I saved so much money. I have less money in my pocket, but in my mind, I saved money. Right? Are you ever happy when they say, actually, you're going to have to pay more for this? The price has gone up. Do you ever say, oh, good, I want to give more money to my community? Are you happy? No. No? We are happy when we give less. This is our culture. It's not like we are born with that. We were taught to operate in this way. Take more, give less. You know, when I'm in shopping, I don't think, oh, 25% off? Are they gonna make any money on this? Should I give more to the corporation? I don't want them to go bankrupt, so, you know, I'll give them more. No, less. And even if there's a discount, can you give me more discount? Can you maybe give me this for free, this whole shopping cart? And if they say, yes, you can go, it's free. We're going to be happy, right? So much stuff, and we didn't pay anything. We're going to go home. I took everything. I didn't give anything to anyone. I'm so happy. When your boss decides, okay, I'll give you more money, but then I'll go bankrupt. I'll have less money for my children. What are you going to say? Well, that's your problem. Give me money. You do whatever you want. I'll have more money. Yes, more. And what have we not noticed? When people have more money, when they take more, are they more happy? Now that they have more, they have a lot. Do they give a lot? No. All of a sudden, they need more. When you have little, then a little bit is enough, right? Half a sandwich. Because no sandwich is horrible. Half a sandwich a day, it's great. But when you have 1,000 sandwiches per day, then you get bored. Then it's not interesting anymore. The stimulation has to be stronger. It's not enough that I see her feet. I want to see her whole legs and breasts, everything, so that I can be excited. It used to be that a woman just shows up, barely at eyes, and men would go crazy. In the Vedic times, in the East, usually in the East is like that. Women are covered, and just a little bit what they reveal, it's so attractive. And here, in the half-naked women walking around, you can barely notice. Unless the rest of that half is also half-naked, then you notice, oh my God, she's naked. So with consumerism, what we do, we cultivate overstimulation. Entertain me. Even when we speak about spiritual stuff, we have to be entertaining. We have to say things that are funny. So, so when I come home, how was the lecture? Oh, yes, very good. What did I talk about? I don't know. It was funny. It was very funny. The guy was very funny. Yeah, I like it. I like him. I like him. Why? Because he's funny. He entertained me. But when Guru starts saying heavy things, like consumerism is bad. It creates monsters out of us. Envious, selfish, miserly, kripana. You know the word kripana? It's opposite of brahmana. Brahmana is the one who gives. Kripana is miserly. He doesn't give. He only takes. That's who we are. And when we take, our heart becomes smaller. Now, this is metaphorically speaking, but what does it mean smaller? We can fit less and less people inside. It's the only room for us. Why? Because in time, because we only feed ourselves, we only think about ourselves, there is no need for big heart or big mind. It's just you. Like animals, they only think about themselves and, of course, their own families. But animals are very, very selfish. Did you see the birds, how they peck each other for food? They don't share, really. They actually fight for food. And then the cat comes, meh. And then bigger bird and bigger cat and just stealing from each other. They don't feel guilty. So people are thinking, maybe we should become like this also. Just take and don't feel guilty. That's not good for business. If you're going to be a good businessman, you have to take a lot from people and not feel guilty. Otherwise, how are you going to live? You're going to get sick and die. So what we're cultivating is the culture of taking, of owning. Look at all these cars and these houses and these lands. It's all mine. I cannot use it, but it's mine. It doesn't matter that I cannot use it. The feeling, I need to have millions and millions and millions of everything so that I can be relaxed. Yeah? Now I have 30 millions, now I can relax. Yesterday I couldn't relax because the money wasn't there, so I cannot relax. How can I relax? Can we relax without money? Even better, right? No money, good. No problem. No money, no job. Let's just lay down and relax. No food either, good. No need to eat today. So, whatever we do today, it's going to be easier to do tomorrow. Everything we do today, we're practicing for tomorrow. And if we are if we're surviving every day, right? That's why we say, how are you doing? Well, I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive. And then, did you survive? Yes, I survived today. Okay, tomorrow it's going to be easier to survive because you learn something, right? If you work today, it's going to be easier to work tomorrow. You know how to do it. If you drive a car today, you're going to drive it easier tomorrow because you have experience, more experience. So if you tolerate abuse from your boss, do you tolerate abuse from your boss sometimes? There's a boss and then he can be abusive. Maybe not this one, but the previous one. Maybe the next one will be abusive in some way. So you tolerate because you have to pay your bills, you have to earn money. Tomorrow it's going to be easier to do it, to tolerate. Marriage also. You tolerate your wife's bad behavior. Women, you tolerate your husband's drinking. Well, tomorrow it's going to be, people say, I'll be better tomorrow. No, you'll be even worse. Because what you do today, it's easier to do tomorrow. So if you steal today, maybe the first time, when people say when you kill someone, the first time is horrible. You can't sleep, you can't eat, it's just in your mind. But the second time is much easier. Third time, it's like a second nature. And then after that, you can actually start enjoying in that. Like any other activity. You can start enjoying the most horrible and sinful activities. imaginable if you get into the habit. So our habits, collective habits, they create our culture. So when you come from one culture into this culture, then you can see, oh, they do things differently, right? We do things differently. The toilets, the way we eat, the way we work, the way we marry, the way we have sex and raise children. You look around, you go like, oh, they do it differently. Everybody's doing it differently. Actually, now you are different. You came into our culture. Now look at you, what are you doing there? You're wearing these hats. Oh, what's that? That we don't do that. You're different. Go away. We don't do it every day. But if I do this for a week, it would be my second nature. It would be like normal, right? It's so simple. So what do Vedas say we should do? What is the real culture, the Vedic culture? Do we actually have a culture? Is consumerism a culture? Well, Vedas say no, it's not a culture. Why? Because you cannot have a peaceful consumeristic society. Peaceful, no. Why? Because everybody's grabbing for themselves. Everybody wants to grab the best. Right? If there is the most prettiest woman in Rijeka, and this guy has her, now I cannot have her, or anybody else. So he's my enemy, and I have to kill him, or somehow defeat him, or trick her into becoming my wife. There's no fair play. Tomorrow you can die, so grab it. And when you grab it, put it in your mouth, and like a cat, like a monkey, puts it in the mouth and then climbs up and then enjoys. And then other monkeys, they come and then he has to run away. They cannot enjoy, really. They're thieves. They steal from everyone. They steal from each other. And somebody will steal from them. You stole a beautiful girl from someone. Stole. You offer more money or you offer a better life or you're more handsome and taller. And that guy is going to feel cheated. He stole my girlfriend, but I cannot do anything. So now I'm going to damage his car. And then I'm going to... And then he's going to report me to the police. And then so on and so on. And these are extreme examples. But look at Europe. So many protests. People are not happy. And they're just breaking everything. What kind of society is that? Consumeristic society. Consumeristic society is the society of animals. And what do you need when you have a lot of animals? What do you need? Cages. You need police. You need military. You need weapons. You need threats. You need limitations. You need to forbid a lot of things. Lions, you stay here. Elephants, you have to be there. Monkeys, you have to be there. And now we're going to let lions out. Okay, lions, you can go out. Okay, go back in. Now monkeys, one at a time. A zoo, right? A prison for animals. Can you leave the zoo unattended ever? Without guards, without humans? Never. Not for 1 hour. Because you don't know what's going to happen. They're going to try to break free. They're going to try to just break through those cages and go out. Do whatever they want. Animals, they want to do whatever they want. When lion comes out of the cage, he doesn't go like, oh, excuse me, can I, is that okay? No, he doesn't ask. He just does whatever he wants, or she. And in consumeristic society, what happens is that, just like in animals, the lust grows harder and higher, stronger. The desire to enjoy. Have you enjoyed today in something nice? Well, tomorrow desire is going to be what? Higher or smaller? How many times did we eat ice cream? How many ice cream cones did we have in our life? How many times did we have sex? Is once enough? Is once enough? One ice cream per life? One sexual encounter per life? No, we want more and more, and tomorrow and tomorrow. That's why we get married, so we can have on a regular basis. Oh, I have a wife. That means I can enjoy my sex anytime I want. She disagrees, of course, but you think. And she thinks, now every month he's going to bring home money and I don't have to work and I'm safe. She's also wrong. So material pleasure, this is our culture. Pleasure. Life is about enjoyment. And so grab your pleasure, get your pleasure wherever you can get it. It's your right. What do you like to enjoy? Food? Okay, have food. What do you like? Sex? There's sex. What do you like? Swimming? There's swimming. You can sing, you can walk, you can run, you can climb the mountain, whatever you want to do. Materialistic culture or asura culture, demonic culture, means pleasure. We work for pleasure. We do everything for pleasure. The way I dress is so that I become attractive to all these women and they look at me and they say, oh, you're so cute. And pleasure. We do everything for pleasure. There is no duty. There is no morality in today's world. Anywhere. I don't care. India, Pakistan, Europe, America, it's all pleasure. And people in some religions, they pretend like so they keep the peace amongst each other. They have to act as if they don't want any pleasure. I hate pleasure. Oh, nice woman, I don't like it. Oh, money, I don't want it. That's pleasure. That's satanic. That's not good. Get that pleasure away from me because... But actually, in those fundamentalistic Islamic countries, do they enjoy pleasure as well? No? Saudi Arabia, there is no pleasure there. Pakistan, no pleasure in Pakistan. People don't enjoy there. Yes, of course they do. Everywhere people try to enjoy. Give them money and you'll see what's going to happen. Like, I'm happy that Croatia is not very rich country. I'm happy Pakistan and India are not very rich countries, because when people get rich there, they would destroy absolutely everything. See what happens with rich people, how they behave? Yeah, most of them, they're not very kind. They don't pay attention to you. Who are you? Get away from me. I have to enjoy. Going to the restaurants, the yachts, enjoying their drugs and alcohol and food. Now they have money. Now they can take and take and take and take and take and take. They can hire you and they can hire you and they can hire me. Clean my shoes, polish my nails, clean my house. I am enjoying, this is good life. And he's thinking, oh, I want to also enjoy like him. Now I work for him, but soon I'll make money and then somebody will work for me. Like Croatian dream, business dream. It's just one dream. I want a lot of people to work for me. And that's it. That's the business dream. I want people to work for me so that I can just enjoy like that. So that's the culture of taking, not the culture of giving. And when you have people whose main philosophy in life is to take for yourself, well, don't harm anyone, of course. You're going to go to jail. But keep taking whatever is legal. And if you can also do it illegally, but not get hurt, if you have somebody in the government, so you can do something illegally and they're not going to get you, well, that's even better. So every day people are taught that to just think about yourself. Think about how you feel. Think about what you want. Do whatever you want. We tell it to small children. You have to study so that you can get a good job, so that you can do whatever you want when you have a lot of money. You don't have to do what other people tell you. Because if you don't have school, if you don't have any qualities, then you have to do whatever others tell you, right? When you don't have money, then you have to show up at the work when they tell you. Can you come later? No. Go away. I'm going to get someone else. So you have to do what other people tell you. Can you go to vacation whenever you want? No. You do it when they tell you. Is that good? No. We want to do what we want to do. You know, some people can go on vacation in September when it's already raining and a little colder. They want to go to vacation in July, August. And in Spain, not here in Croatia, but they cannot. Money, not enough. So that's the point. I cannot do whatever I want. And if I can do whatever I want, that's the meaning and goal of life. No God, no Vaikuntha, no hell or heaven, nothing. Just until you die, you have this limited amount of time and you have to cram in a lot of pleasures. So when you get old, when you're dying from old age, you can say, oh, I lived a good life. I don't want to live anymore. It's enough. Yeah, death can come now. I've lived full life. I've enjoyed a lot. But this is not true. On their deathbed, people want more. Old old men are looking at young women. Even as they're dying, they're looking at those nurses. Oh, I wish I can enjoy one more time. Doctor, I'll give you millions. Fix my genitals so I can have more sex. That's what people do. Rich people, they pay millions just for one more day. One more day of what? Spiritual discussion? No, one more day of food, sex, drugs, alcohol, partying. So then what happens is when we cultivate lust, desire to enjoy, lust is never fulfilled. One ice cream, is it good? Yes, very good, thank you. A few hours later, I can eat one more ice cream. Maybe one more ice cream would be also good. Or tomorrow also. Especially with children, you see how many ice creams can they eat? How many ice creams do they want? Everything, the whole bucket. Lust, this is called lust. Lust is not wrong on its own. Just lust is wrong because God made it wrong. No, lust is wrong because it will never make me happy. I will have...
Sorry, last is
požuda. Yeah, požuda. Greed is požuda. It will never, no matter how many ice creams I eat or whatever else we enjoy, there'll always be like, oh, I want more. One more. Tomorrow also. And then you have to work hard for it. I wish I can only eat one ice cream, one chocolate, one candy in life. And then, no, I'm fine. Thank you. No, I've had one 30 years ago. I'm good. No need. Imagine that you're actually satisfied. No, thank you. Oh, I've had one 20 years ago. Too much. You had 2 ice creams in your life. Oh my God. Wow, you're so luxurious. So lust means more. And then when we get used to more, that's called greed. When you're comfortable with always asking for more, then you're inside the state of mind that's called greed. And then we have lust, greed, and after that goes anger. After greed comes anger. Why? Because greedy people are never happy. They want more and more and more. Imagine that we are all here greedy. We all want to do the same thing. For example, you all want to give lectures. Let's say that's the... And so he's fighting with me. He wants to give lectures, and then he wants to give lectures, and then she goes like, you stupid man, I'm going to give lectures. And then what do you think? I'm a better woman than you are. And this is how it works. When we're all lusty and greedy, then we fight with each other. We have to. You see, you love your wife very much, a young, nice wife. And then you see another man approaching her and touching her. What do you feel? Happiness? Oh, look, I'm sharing my beautiful wife with a stranger. How wonderful. No, you become angry. Somebody's taking what is mine. Somebody is climbing on your motorcycle or your bicycle. You go, hey, get off. What are you doing? You're not going to be happy, right? You become angry. So this is what happens, that sooner or later, somebody's going to take away something that we like. And for a lot of people, this is what's happening their whole life. Somebody's taking what they like. And they cannot do anything to prevent it. Nothing. Yeah. You see government, the court system is taking away something that belongs to you because of some stupid law. You made one mistake and then they take it away from you. You become angry. And what if anger doesn't help you? You're angry at people, you'll yell, hey, give me back my money, my car, my wife. No. Then what do you become? Then you become really angry. You become envious. Envious of each other. Look at him, he has better wife than I do. He took away my money. He has better position. I should have that position. Why does my brother get the whole inheritance? I should get inheritance. I helped my mother more than he did. Everybody's fighting like this. Perhaps in the East it's not so much. I don't know how it is. Do brothers fight a lot in the family? Brothers, do they fight? No? You don't understand? But less than here, definitely. Here you can see brothers are fighting to the death. If they had weapons in their hands, they would kill each other. For what? For just a little bit of land. Not a lot of land. A little bit of money. Not a lot of money. One offense that somebody said 20 years ago, and then they're still fighting over that. This is what lust is doing when it becomes part of the culture. Fulfilling lusty desires, living lusty life. Then we become enemies to each other. Everybody is a threat. Oh, there's a more younger and better looking man than I am. All of a sudden, that man is a threat to me because now I'm old and ugly. I cannot get what I want, and he's young and handsome, and all the women are looking at him, and I'm angry because of that. I'm envious. And so society like that is going to destroy itself unless we have physical force, like police, with weapons, real killing weapons. Did you notice? Police is walking around with actual weapons. Why? Because of us. Can you imagine what police thinks about us when they have to carry weapons amongst us? When they walk around, when they patrol, they have weapons. They have more weapons in their cars. They have automatic weapons in their cars. Automatic weapons. You know why? Because we're like animals, unpredictable. Somebody's going to say something and then he's going to get offended. I'm going to say something to his wife. I thought it would be funny, and he got offended and he started punching me. And then nobody could help me, and then they had to call police, and they came, they threatened me with a gun. What kind of society is that? That's not culture. When you need armed forces amongst the civilians, that's not culture. That's called civilization. And today, when people talk about ancient civilization, they actually mean cultures. Civilizations are modern. Cultures are ancient. Also, there are also ancient civilizations as well. Those were mostly warrior cultures, mostly warrior tribes. They only knew two things. It's you're either a warrior or a civilian. They don't recognize it because war is the most important. Go around and conquer other, conquest. They go to other countries, they kill their military, and their men, and they rape the women, and they take their treasure. They convert them into their own religion, whatever else. Humans have been doing that for a long time, right? So those are civilizations. The military. When military, police and military, they're like the same thing, armed forces. When you need armed forces to keep the peace, then people are not cultured. They're like animals. And we know if there wasn't police on the streets for, let's say, 1 week, we know there's no police on the streets for 1 week. What will happen? What will happen? The criminals will come out. The people on the streets would not drive according to the rules anymore. It would be a mayhem. Sooner or later, maybe first day it would be okay, but as soon as we notice, like, really, there's no police, I can do whatever I want? Like, what kind of person says, because there's no gun pointed at me, I can do whatever I want? Let me attack him. Nobody can do, a woman, I'm going to attack her because there's no police. Nobody can do, especially if I'm like strong, like I'm not, but if I'm strong, then I can just go around and punch people in the face with you. Look at you, skinny, small, bam! And then he goes, hey, don't touch my friend. What? Bam! Police! There's no police. Then what are you going to do? Then 10 of you has to come and beat that guy to the death or something like that. Which usually what happens, right? We have 1 or 2 bullies and they do their, business around. And then people get fed up and they gather more of them, and then they beat this guy. And then what happens? The more people come from this side, more people come from this side. And then we start fighting and warring and killing each other. And we realized, you know what? If we're going to live this lusty, greedy type of materialistic life, we need police and military forces. We need military and police on our borders. We need it also amongst people, not just borders, amongst people. How is this possible? Because there are no different peoples really. There are no Germans and Austrians and Croatians. They're all consumers. They're all the same. You go to Germany, they do the same thing, right? You go to Sweden, they're living the same life. Bulgaria, same life. They're making money and buying things, living selfishly only for themselves. And that's encouraged in media, in books, in movies. Yeah, be selfish. That's good. You're very cool when you're selfish. Smoking cigar and having a hooker next to you and next to your yacht or big house. And we go like, oh, look at him. He's very successful. I wish I can be like that. Selfish, greedy, lusty, angry. And yes, then we need, what do we need then? We need to split up people into military and civilians. Military is keeping the order, and civilians are people who are living and making money and spending it. And we're going to make sure that they don't kill each other. If they start killing each other, we're going to have to kill a few of them so that we can restore a peace. And because most of the people are, civilians, we call it civilization. Civilians make civilization. And the only reason why we would, the only reason why we would call them civilians is because we are military. We are militant. Now what? Should I continue in Croatian? Da se prešaltam, da.
Maybe it's better in English.
Maybe online somebody will want to English, yeah. Do you understand me? Is this okay? No? You don't understand my English? Yes? Okay. So the reason why we call civilization is because military is actually keeping the peace, not the people, not the habits of people. In Vedic time, we had habits of Brahminical culture, Brahminical habits, everyday prayer, early rising, cleanliness, prayer, empathy, giving. Brahmana is giving. Brahmana is not allowed to take at all. I mean, he's allowed to receive, but he cannot charge. He cannot say, well, this lecture, I need everyone to give me this much money because I need money for this, I need money for that. No. And when we cultivate this every day, how come Brahmanas can just give and not ask? Because they depend on Krishna. They cultivate this every day, dependence on higher source. Dependence on the higher source, higher resource, so to speak, develops a different intelligence, develops a different consciousness. We start to notice. Like people who are going fishing on a regular basis, or maybe motorcycle riding. You know what they're interested in? Weather. Do you care about the weather? No, not so much. But if you went fishing, or maybe going to picnic or mountaineering or something like that, then you will take a look at the weather. You're not going to go out when it's complete storm. It's pointless. So all of a sudden, your weather consciousness is higher because you need it. You use it. You have to pay attention to that. Brahminical culture means I don't use people. I use God. I don't use people. I use God. And if I set this as an example as a Brahmana, then everybody else is going to want to emulate it. They're gonna try to become like that. They're gonna imitate it. When people are trying to become Brahmanas, or at least behave like Brahmanas, then they have to do what Brahmanas do every day. Early to rise, hygiene, studying of Vedic scriptures, reciting mantras, living a very simple life, whatever comes naturally, depending on God and higher sources, arrangements of God. That becomes everyday activity. A Brahmana is constantly thinking about how to depend on Krishna, how to offer people liberating knowledge, how to repackage what he heard from his guru so that people can understand. He's thinking about others constantly. Even before Brahmana is quote-unquote saved, self-realized. He doesn't wait to become self-realized or to become big Brahmana or pure Brahmana or whatever. No. Brahminical duties are from the beginning, even when you're not proper Brahmana yet. Why? Because whatever I do today, I'm going to do it easier tomorrow. So every day we have to do things that we want to do easy tomorrow. If I want to become more learned, if I want to become more expert in understanding Krishna consciousness and philosophy, if I want to become more communicative with other people, if I want to have less conflict, then I have to do it now. Now I have to do that what I want to do tomorrow. When we say, oh, one day I'll become a pure devotee, then I will chant whatever in a pure way. No, it doesn't work like that. In order to become a pure devotee, we have to sort of force the activities of pure devotee into our life. We have to force it. And then first we force it and then becomes natural. That's how it is with everything. The only thing that comes natural in this world, unfortunately, is pleasure. Satisfying yourself, that comes so natural. And then when it becomes a culture, then we have civilization. We have actually uncultured people wanting to kill each other, except for the military force that is preventing that. And we think, no, people are not like, Croatians are not like that. We wouldn't kill each other after a while if there's no police and military. Well, I hope we never find out. But I'll tell you, as soon as the government became a little weak, remember 1990? As soon as governments became weak, as soon as we started seeing police force as not so important, this is Serbian police, this is Yugoslavian police, we don't care about them anymore. Immediately we started killing each other. We started doing what we wanted to do for a very long time, kill each other. Those Serbs, those Croats, those Bosniaks. There's so many people wanting to kill another group for a very long time, but because police was strong and military was strong in Yugoslavia, you couldn't do that. You couldn't be a murderer very easily. That's why a lot of people, they waited for war. And the police was heavy. As soon as you start enjoying the way they don't like, they immediately bam, bam, bam. So people couldn't wait for that to dissolve, for police and government to become weak, at least for a while. And immediately war, bloody war. So that's civilization. We don't want to live in a civilization. I don't want to be civilized. Civilized means that I'm full of lust and there's a gun to my head. Be careful how you enjoy. Okay, you can enjoy, but don't touch his wife, don't touch his products, don't touch his money. Well, that's not what we are after. And that's why Srila Prabhupada advised us strongly to leave the city. The most devotees should leave the city. Only those who preach and are actively engaged in full-time preaching may remain in the city for a while, only for the service, and for a while only. The rest of us should go on the village, to the village farms, so that we can develop this kind of culture. Everybody is doing similar things every day. So people are very good at it. People are good at chanting. People are good at working the land. People are good at organizing together, mutual activities. Because you cannot survive in the village alone with your lonely plans. You have to cooperate with others. So you cultivate love for others, because I need others to survive. Not money, I need people. People become priority. And then we cultivate that kind of activity, that I think about my neighbor. Is he okay today? Are we going to be able to pick apples and make, jam and, pick tomatoes and make pommy sauce together for the next few days, and then enjoy the whole winter without food shortage? I need my neighbor for that. Is he okay? Is he fighting with his wife? Oh no, they're fighting. That's not good for anyone. We think collectively. We think if he's hurt, I'm also hurt, or I will be hurt very soon. So there cannot be any envy. If my neighbor is happy, if my neighbor has good, so whatever good, that's good for all of us. We are all benefiting because we all need each other. We cannot survive without each other. And so the culture becomes different, how to communicate properly. So you have to think about other people, how they feel, what's their limitation in life, in their mind, how close are they to God. You start thinking about that. You start talking to people in different ways. And not just like, oh, she has a lot of money. Oh yeah, her father left her the whole corporation. Maybe I can, nothing is sincere anymore. You cannot trust anyone in the civilization, in any civilization. You can't trust really anyone to be sincere, to be honest. It makes no sense to be sincere and honest when pleasure is the most important thing. So, and we don't imagine in Vedic times, police patrolling Brahminical areas. What are you doing there? Worshipping lingam? Let me see what's... No, there's just no need. Brahmanas are the police. their behavior, their presence. When Brahmana shows up, or exalted person like a sannyasi, people immediately pay attention to what's going on. Does he need any service? Is something going on that requires my service? When we imitate Brahmanas, we want to serve. We want to love. We want to see other people prosper. You see, Brahmanas are interesting. They don't make money in the society, but they collect donations. They get donations. So they know if people are rich and happy, they're going to give Brahmanas a lot of money. Actually, very rich people who make their money because they listen to Brahminical advice, they give all their money to their Brahmanas. And then Brahmanas, they give back to the community. There's so much trust in the Brahminical culture that a Vaishya would, for example, make money off of whatever he was selling. And because his guru is a Brahmana, he would say, this is your money, this is not my money, this is your advice, I take no credit. Here, all my money is your money. And then Brahmana goes, I don't need that. So I'm gonna give back to you, and then you do what you think is good. Or Brahmana might say, okay, yeah, I'll take it, and then I'll distribute. And then Brahmana distributes. Because Brahmana is not attached to money, he's going to give according to everybody's needs. And then there is no more scarcity. Because the best people in society are in charge of distribution. Not the greediest people. You know, where's most of the food? In shopping centers, right? And who controls those shopping centers? Mafia. Horrible people. Not good. They're not going to distribute it. If there's a war, you know what happens when there's a war and there's a shortage of food? War profiteering. Immediately somebody's selling on the corner, piece of butter for 100, 200 euros. Or even more. This is what happens. It's not like people are going to go like, oh, we don't have food, we should give food to whatever's left, we should distribute. No, they're going to sell it for so much more money. Now, that's the best opportunity for that. That's civilization. Always looking after myself. Opportunism. There's always opportunity for myself, not for others. And in culture, we are looking for opportunity to serve others, not ourselves. Why is that smart? How is that smart? Because that's Krishna's advice. So how is that smart? Because if you take care of others and everybody's taken care of, they're gonna take care of you. That's how it works. Well, materialists might think, what if they don't? Then it's horrible society. You didn't raise them properly. We need Brahmanas to raise society in a proper way. So they do give. I mean, even in demonic societies, when you help someone, that person has a tendency to help others as well, to feel grateful. At least they want to help you, right? Your family. Thank you for helping me, for making my business prosper. Please take money. So yeah, we have that tendency, and especially if we have Brahmanas showing an example, we will never need courts, police, military, any kind of enforcement would have to be like minimalistic. Kshatriyas are not very noticed in the society, those who are patrolling around. They're usually on the outskirts of the city, on the gates of the city, making sure that criminal elements don't go inside. But once you're inside, people are going to police themselves or each other. They're not going to allow criminal behavior. They don't need to call a kshatriya for that. If somebody's stealing or, if somebody's behaving in a bad way, they're going to correct. The whole crowd is going to gather around and say, what are you doing? Just get out of here if you're going to behave like that. And only if you're violent and nobody can stop you, then they call kshatriya. But when they call kshatriya, well, then you're going to pay for it. When kshatriya has to come, that means you're a really bad person. and heads might fly. That's how it was, people were... But even in ex-Yugoslavia, when I was a little, in small villages, police didn't come, especially in the islands, police didn't come. People were policing each other. People had their own inside force, so to speak. So that's the difference between culture and civilization, and we should never be happy to live in a civilization. And sometimes people use these terms, not carefully. They say Vedic civilization when Krishna was alive. We don't have to correct that. This is very technical. We can correct it only when we are really discussing about it. But when people say civilization, they mean a lot of people, organized cities, armies, art, all of that. They had all that, so they say, oh, civilization. But why do we call sometimes culture and sometimes civilization? Well, there is a difference, big difference. Civilization means people are lusty and greedy and they live for themselves, like today in most of the world. But culture is much different, and we'll see culture usually means religious societies, because usually religion brings about regular daily activities. We can see that even for our health, we're not gonna behave healthy every day, right? Nobody would be sick. We need somebody from the outside, somebody to, not necessarily to force us, but to inspire us. So, yeah. Religion, God, higher examples like demigods and sages from the past, they serve as a non-militant inspiration. Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, Lord Indra, sages, they don't threaten. They don't say, if you don't chant, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to send police and you're going to go to jail. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That would be horrible. So it's all volunteer. If you don't want to, you don't want to. I'm not going to force you. If I have to force you to do something, oh my God, what's happening? What are you doing? Killing other people? Force was like the last resort. And when there was a force, it was a battlefield. Kshatriyas fought Kshatriyas, not civilians. So yeah, let's become cultured and less civilized. Well, less civilized means like an animal. People have to shoot at you to calm you down. But that's not what I mean. I mean, we don't need to be civilized. Civilized means threatened. When somebody is civilized, that means they're threatened by the force. I mean, if there wasn't police in this city, I would beat the hell out of you right now because I hate you, right? So many people hate each other. They would just bang each other like that if they're not afraid of the police and court. You know, when your neighbor is playing music loud late at night and you know you can beat him, you can just go in and bam inside and just bam, and there's everything through the window. It would never happen again. They would never play loud music again. It would be wonderful. Yeah, you see the problem? Yeah. We don't, you know how many people are like that? They're just like boiling inside, hating. Because we live in a civilized society. And while some people enjoy, other people are suffering. Hello. And so we have to tolerate and tolerate and tolerate until the war comes, and then we don't tolerate anything. We just kill each other like crazy. So that's it. Are there any questions regarding this topic of culture and civilization? Again, if somebody is using these words interchangeably, we don't have to correct them. Wait, that's not culture, that's civilization. Just so you know that they're not necessarily making a mistake. But we should know that these are not synonyms. They are not different words for the same thing. They're actually different words for different things. And we do live in a civilization. We don't have a culture anymore. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. How can we become cultured? Not civilized. This is what we do. We have Brahminical culture. That's why it's called Brahminical culture and not Brahminical civilization. You have to add culture after that, not civilization. It just doesn't make sense. So when we follow individually, this has to happen on the individual level. When we follow Brahminical principles and living brahmanas. So you have to have a living brahmana that you follow, that you like your guru, or your mentor or your authority has to be a brahmana. And then we follow the example of brahmana. And what do brahmanas do? They give to each other, give knowledge, they give whatever they have. And so by following Brahminical culture, we will never need guns to behave properly. At least we won't need. Other people, we cannot prevent that. We have to allow police. I'm happy that we have police because we are civilized. That's the problem. If we were cultured, then I wouldn't like to see the police. People feel safer when they see a lot of police around. Oh, good. Now criminals won't be doing horrible things. What? You have so many criminals? Yes, we do. We need a lot of police, a lot of threat of violence in order to prevent violence. We can see in America what they do in those so-called protected cities. How do they call them? Sanctuary cities. Like Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles. They allow criminals to, oh my God, to do anything they want. To steal, to rob, to kill, and there's almost no repercussion. That's in the past 5 years or so. I used to live in Los Angeles for 10 years, and it wasn't like that. Police were everywhere, and it was safe. And if you do a crime, oh my God, they're going to be running after you. So people were more calmed down. But if there wasn't police, like today, defund the police, so the police has less and less money. People don't like the police. All cops are bad. WhatsApp, all cops are bad. People hating police. Why? Because they want to kill each other. They want to, liberals, they hate conservatives. Conservatives, they hate liberals. It's all political. If there wasn't any police, people would kill each other. Like Dalmatians, they don't like people from Zagorje, from Zagreb. People from Zagreb, they don't like, people from Split or Dubrovnik, stuff like that. Bosnians, they don't like, and so on and so on. And if we didn't have police, they would just be at each other's throats. So when we follow Brahman, that's why Prabhupada says, follow Brahmanas. You always have to have a superior Brahmana controlling you. In a sense, in a voluntarily sense, like you want him to control you, so he controls you, or she. In this way, if you are controlled by a Brahmana, you will not need any other control. I cannot imagine, a devotee who is constantly being picked up by police. That's like, imagine that devotee, that police is constantly at his door, taking him to the station and then letting him go the next day. What's happening there? He's probably beating his wife. He's probably drunk and beating somebody else. Is that how devotees behave? No, that's not how devotees behave. He needs some good leadership. Usually devotees become aggressive and materialistic when they don't have brahmanas around them. When they work at the job and there's only materialists swearing and talking about sex and money and violence, then we become like that too. But when we are surrounded by brahmanas, how do we behave? We are very calm and we want to give service. We are looking to serve, not to disturb. We're looking to give, not to take. And how do you recognize a good Brahmana? Well, people around that person are behaving Brahminically. People who are following Brahmana are behaving Brahminically. That's a good Brahmana. And actually, offending a Brahmana like that, not serving Brahmana like that, is a huge offense. You know why? Because there are not so many of them. There's just a few who are behaving like that, who are inspiring people to become Brahmanas. Oh my God. I mean, Brahmana should inspire Kshatriya to become better Kshatriya, Vaishya to become better Vaishya, Shudra to become better Shudra. But if a Brahmana inspires others to become Brahmanas, that's not just a Brahmana. That's a pure devotee. That's a Vaishnava. So yeah, association. There's no other really prescription in our society. Association. And also not living in the cities. At least not, full time, because we'll get affected by this, atmosphere, energy, mood. Jai, thank you for your question. Hvala na pažnji. Sad ćemo servirati prasadam. Šla Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagat prasadam ki jai. Gaura Premanande Haribo.